The old lighthouse keeper, Silas, squinted at the churning gray sea. For 50 years, he'd watched storms batter the craggy coast, each one a symphony of wind and crashing waves. This one, however, felt different. The radio crackled with warnings of a monstrous storm, unlike anything seen in generations. Fear, cold and sharp, pricked at him, a feeling he hadn't allowed himself to indulge in for decades. His small stone dwelling, perched precariously on the cliff edge, felt insignificant against the approaching fury. He was alone. His wife, Martha, had passed years ago. His son, Thomas, lived far inland. The thought of his isolation fueled a familiar despair. Silas had always prided himself on his resilience. He'd weathered countless storms, both literal and metaphorical. He'd seen ships wrecked, lives lost, and yet he'd always found a way to maintain a stoic calm. But this felt different. The wind howled like a banshee, the waves already clawing at the base of the lighthouse. He felt a tremor of panic. He was old, his bones ached, and the storm threatened to swallow him whole. He moved through the familiar routine of preparing for the storm, his actions almost automatic. Checking the oil in the lamp, securing the windows, making sure the radio was clear. But this time, the comforting routine didn't quell the rising fear. He found himself staring into the raging tempest, a small, frail figure against the immense power of nature. He felt utterly insignificant, a tiny speck about to be obliterated. Then, a flicker of faint memory. Martha's gentle smile, her warm hands holding his. He remembered her words, whispered during a particularly fierce storm years ago. Silas, even in the darkest night, there's always a light. He recalled her unwavering faith, her ability to find hope even in the face of overwhelming despair. Silas looked at the lamp, its beam a steadfast beacon piercing the gloom. It was a small light, insignificant compared to the storm, yet it shone, steady and unwavering. He realized Martha's words weren't just about the lamp. They were about the strength of the human spirit, the ability to find hope even in the bleakest of circumstances. He was not just a lighthouse keeper, he was a keeper of hope, a symbol of resilience in the face of adversity. The storm raged, the wind howled, but the light continued, a testament to his enduring spirit. As the storm finally began to subside, the first rays of dawn painted the sky with soft hues of pink and gold. Exhausted but strangely exhilarated, Silas stood on the cliff edge, watching the sun rise over the calmed ocean. The storm had passed, and he had survived. More than that, he had discovered a wellspring of strength he hadn't known he possessed. He had faced his fear, and in doing so, had found a deeper, more profound understanding of resilience and hope. He wasn't just surviving, he was thriving. He picked up the radio and contacted his son. He was alive. He was okay.